Good evening and welcome to EnlightenMental. This evening we're going to be talking about the pursuit of joy. Stay tuned. I have a question for you. Who are you in a race against? In our daily lives, we are bombarded with images of people living lives and doing things and getting things and experiencing things that we would want to have and emulate, same things we'd want to do. That's social media, if you have it. And even if you don't have social media, if you're out and about on billboards and in newspapers and in magazines and on the TV, it's everywhere. That's marketing. Buy this watch and you'll be cool and everyone will like you and you'll be happy. Go on this holiday and you'll be happy. Eat this burger and you'll be happy. You need these shoes to be happy. Buy me, do this, have that, and you'll finally be happy. After a while, if you take note, you start to notice the pattern in this narrative. Somewhere along the line, we were sold the notion, and we bought it, that external things can make us happy. Humans do everything ultimately for a feeling, and that feeling is satisfaction that we want, or more accurately, it's happiness that we're searching for. However, as a character from a certain family movie quoted, happiness isn't something you put inside you, it's already there. Where, you ask? I don't feel it. I understand. The expression, the pursuit of happiness, exposes the very nature of this concept. The irony of the pursuit of happiness is that happiness itself is never enough, nor are the things that promise to provide it. Happiness is a thing with a time limit. It is hungry, it's voracious in its appetite, and it is never satisfied. There isn't a way to be permanently happy. But there is good news. That sounds like I'm all doom and gloom, and you can never be happy. That's not what I mean. Just hang in there. In truth, what we actually seek is an end to our pursuits. A final, permanent, deeper satisfaction. A feeling of settledness, otherwise known as peace, and contentment. We erroneously believe that this can be found in the temporal, fleeting feeling of happiness. Mostly because happiness is the feeling that feels good. It's a good feeling. So we would think, okay, this good thing that we like the feeling of, it feels good. I want more of it, The thing we're actually looking for is a thing called joy. And I don't mean joy as in mirth or extreme happiness. I mean joy as in the thing that transcends circumstances and confers peace and well-being. Often even in spite of circumstances. How does this tie into our topic? 1 versus 1, huh? Like, who are you in a race with? With the delusion that external things can give us joy, we often hold it as an end goal. But due to our desire to possess it now, lots of people say millennials are impatient and we want immediate gratification. That is instant gratification, I believe. That's how they say it. That is actually just a human thing. Yes, some people have a higher ability to, based on experience anyway, or the way they've lived life and upbringing, perhaps, to delay their gratification a bit more. Probably because as they were growing up, they didn't really have any other options. With the advent of this internet age, where we could basically, with a touch of a few buttons or a tap of a screen, you can get what you're looking for now. We don't have as much patience for waiting for things, and particularly waiting for the things we're looking for that, most people do. But it's generally a human thing to want to get a response to what you're kind of putting a request out into the universe, you want something back now, or at least as soon as possible. We want to feel that peace and satisfaction now. We bind this pursuit to a time limit, and it's an unreasonable one that we actually bind it to ASAP, which often translates to the moment after this one, as in, yeah, like, if not right now, like the minute that's after now. This leads to us placing pressure on ourselves, believing that achieving things in order to gain acknowledgement, which would result in financial reward, which we can then use to obtain the things that have promised us joy, will make everything all right. We observe others already achieving these things, or making that money, or going on those holidays, or buying those things, and we consider them either better than ourselves or ahead of ourselves, and we see them as rivals or competitors rather than just as ordinary human beings trying to make it through life just like we are. All because we have, in error, placed the burden of joy on things that can never, ever provide it. And so we suffer more than we need to, more than we should have ever done, had we only realized that joy is within. Happiness is a feeling generated by circumstances, events, external things. Conversely, joy abounds regardless of these. So I ask you again, who are you in a race against? Are you in a race against others to be the first to achieve acknowledgement, money, and things? Or are you in a race against yourself to achieve peace and contentment? I want you to think that over and answer that question to yourself. Or maybe to me, you can tweet me or, comment on my Facebook or on my website. And we'll continue our discussion next week with part 2 of The Pursuit of Joy. You've been listening to EnlightenMental. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for all your comments and your engagement. I'm looking forward to hearing from you again. If you have any comments on what we talked about today, if you have any suggestions, if you have anything that you'd like to hear me talk about, please get in touch. My website is thechiOhi.com. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBlackPen, and you can find me on Instagram too. Stay in touch, and until next week, take care.